Now my fucking bed IQ is not working. Come on. This piece of shit, bro, is gonna start pissing me the fuck off. On everything I love, I'm about to fucking punch something. Oh my god, are you fucking with me right now?
Behold, everything the light touches is yours, including this metal. Where is this metal? Where's the metal? Oh, 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 oh. Keep that door closed. Yeah, no, keep that door closed. Smells like ass into cheese. Smells like ass into cheese. You want sushi? You want ginger? You want napkins? See?
This shit look about to piss me the fuck off, bro.
Yo, you want
Like,
I remember Colonel Sanders. You know he's a real person? You know the guy from KFC?
There's absolutely nothing that is going to prepare you for how crazy this story actually is. Today we're talking about Colonel Sanders. Yes, the KFC guy. Okay, according to
Press plus on the TV until it say 12.
What's up?
And 25 knew that Colonel Sanders was
It's on the side right there.
and even less people know that he was a complete gangster his entire.
Oh, that's HDMI.
Should be the top button.
Sweet elderly Southern gentleman from
That's
the
good.
KFC
Thank you.
logo didn't start selling Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was 66 years old. Prior to that,
I like making you learn things.
There is absolutely nothing that is going to prepare you for how crazy this story actually is. Today we're talking about Colonel Sanders. Yes, the
I like making you
KFC
learn
guy.
things.
Okay, according to a 2010 study, only 40% of Americans between the ages of 19 and 25 knew that Colonel Sanders was a real person, and even less
you know?
people know that he was a complete
Colonel Sanders was a real
gangster
person?
his entire life. Okay, most people don't realize this, but the sweet elderly Southern gentleman.
No, he's probably the most gangster man of all.
Didn't start selling Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was 66 years old. Prior to that, he had done every job under the sun. He worked for the railroad. He used to be a lawyer until he lost his law license for beating up his own clients in open court. He used to be involved in turf wars with bootleggers
Sounds
and
about right.
companies during the Great Depression. He has been in, won, and is undefeated in gunfights. He is a notorious adulterer that once bragged that he was still getting laid at 83 years old. This dude cussed so much that KFC had to heavily edit every TV and radio ad spot he ever did.
Go yourself, San Diego.
Yeah.
Nice work, everyone.
Colonel Sanders. But we're going to cover all of it in the story right after word from our sponsor.
Fuck that dude.
Fuck off.
Can we settle a debate?
What? Which 9-year-old's better? There's a third option.
And then what I do is strawberries. Take that.
Oh. There's no little package.
Respect for the classics. Alright, here's the deal. Super simple, straightforward business model. Working on farms, doing manual labor jobs, and then at the age of 16, he falsifies his birth certificate to join the army, gets in, deploys to Cuba, serves his entire enlistment, and then comes back home. While
What do
in
you
the
want?
army, he picks up
I
a
can't
habit
pet
of,
you.
as he puts it,
Kitty.
cussing like a sailor, using excessive profanity. People later in his life said he couldn't go a
Kitty.
single sentence without including the term goddamn.
What the hell do you want?
He's like, I want to say hi.
I don't want you near me. Now bounce. Get out of here, piggy.
In his own autobiography, he said, and I quote, I used to cuss the prettiest you ever heard.
Yeah, listen.
He thinks it's gay. He's
Oh,
good.
that's fucking great.
While he's on the road, he meets a woman by the name of Josephine. They wind up getting married, start having kids. So Josephine's back home with the kids. He's still working with the railroad.
The fact that I say bounce fucking pig and he actually listens.
He's a good cat.
So he's going all over the country just slinging, which is foreshadowing at its finest. Hey, not great, but that's
This is mad funny though.
He also got fired from different jobs
Fucking
with
hell.
railroads a lot. Sometimes he was working for the railroad. Sometimes he was like a traveling door-to-door salesman. He just kept bouncing from job to job to job because he had a humongous anger problem and was always getting in fistfights and beating the shit out of people.
That is correct. The medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata is where anger, jealousy, and aggression come from.
After a while, his wife Josephine, understandably so, is fed up with his shit, and she decides while he's on the road, she's gonna leave.
I love you,
He's lost
Shimoya.
his job too many times.
I can tell.
He's cheating on her.
You
She
munching
goes,
down on
cleans
that
up the
shit.
house,
Teriyaki
sells
ribeye
all the
bowl.
furniture. She takes the kids and moves back home with her parents. And Harlan is awkwardly pissed off about the furniture. Like, he's mad about the kids too, but he's very upset about the furniture for some reason. Like, in his autobiography, he says, and I quote, "That hurt me."
Bro, can you believe now they won't let you add links to your
description
description on YouTube?
Away my furniture. He is
They won't what?
equally
They
as
won't let you
concerned
add
about the
links to
furniture
your
as
description
he
No,
on
but you
is.
can in the
YouTube.
I don't
comments.
understand.
Hmm?
You
But
can in the
whatever.
comments.
It's probably because the
Mhm.
furniture's gone. She gave it away. There's nothing he can ever do to get his precious furniture.
I
His
put it
kids
on
are
my
gone. She still has the kids
on my
at
live
grandma
stream
and
chat.
grandpa's house living with Josephine. He could still do something about that. So, like a rational adult, he
I'm
decides
not
he's
sure
going
if
to go
that's
to
gonna
court
work or
and
not.
fight for custody of his kids. No, I'm just kidding. He concocts a plan where he's going to go wait in the woods outside of grandma and grandpa's house, and he's going to
I hate this
kidnap
fucking
the
new
kids.
update they did for YouTube.
Again, in his own words,
Fucking
although I didn't
stupid.
consider it rightly kidnapping since they was mine. So he heads over to Grandma and Grandpa's house, hiding in the woods in a pile of leaves, waiting for the kids to come outside to play. He's then going to snatch up the kids, take them to the train station, and bounce. This is the early 1900s. They're never going to catch him. So he's out in the woods, laying in this pile of leaves, waiting for the kids to come out to play, and he's just waiting, and then eventually the sun comes up. It's Kentucky, it's summertime, it starts getting hot, he starts getting sweaty, there's flies buzzing around, and after hours of waiting, the kids still haven't come out. He's like, okay, this isn't going to fucking work. So he decides he's just going to go up to the door and knock. Goes up to the door, knocks on the door. His father-in-law answers the door and just says, howdy, Harlan, and invites him in because, you know, it's the father of his children. Why wouldn't you do that? He has no idea the guy was just planning to kidnap his grandkids. Harlan, his father, and Josephine then proceed to sit down in the living room and have awkward small talk for a little while, and he, like, just gets up eventually and is like, I guess I'm gonna go. And Josephine is like, where are you going? And he's like, I found a new job in Illinois working for the rail company. I'm gonna head out there. And she goes, no, I think you better stay with me. And that was it. They stayed married for another 37 years. Now he's got his family back, I guess.
Okay. You had me going there for the first part. The second half kind of threw me.
Absolutely zero life lessons learned. Keeps cussing, keeps fighting, keeps cheating on his wife. Goes back to working for the railroad. Eventually, he decides he wants to better himself. He wants to get a better career, make more money for his family, the whole 9 yards. So he starts studying to become a lawyer via correspondence. Basically, taking college classes through the mail. Think of it as like antique version of online schooling. That's what he does. Winds up. Now, granted, I have no authority to declare anything, but if you were to ask my absolutely zero life lessons learned, keeps cussing, keeps fighting, keeps cheating on his wife, goes back to working for the railroad. Eventually, he decides he wants to better himself, he wants to get a better career, make more money for his family, the whole 9 yards. So he starts studying to become a lawyer via correspondence. Basically, taking college classes through the mail. Think of it as like antique version of online schooling. That's what he does. Winds up studying to become a lawyer through correspondence, passes the bar, and becomes a lawyer. Does that for a little while, has a pretty successful law career spooling up, and then one day, in open court, his temper gets the better of
A
him.
medulla oblongata.
We don't know the exact context of what happened, but every account of what happened has a chair involved. Some accounts say that his own client was with the chair. Some accounts say it was the other way around and he beat the shit out of his client with the chair. Either way, he turned the open courtroom into a WWE match. Obviously loses his law license and goes back to job hopping. So he's a door-to-door salesman for insurance, and then after that he decides he wants to be an entrepreneur, so he spools up an illegal ferrying operation across the Ohio River. The police eventually put a kibosh to that, so then and finally, that goes good. That's going great. The dude can sell tires like a motherfucker. He works his way up from being a salesman to like the regional director for the entire tri-state area that he's in, and he's like one of the big wigs at Michelin Tire. But then karma finally catches up to him, and we kick off the lifelong saga of karma desperately trying to put Harlan Sanders, this madman, in his place. And Harlan Sanders just adamantly
Supposed to get in a new roommate next week. Probably be putting another couple in another room.
And the fucking
I don't know who, but I hope they ain't got a problem with cats.
And at this point in time, he doesn't have enough money to buy a new car, so Michelin
If they do, I'll bring my fourth one over.
Damn, why would you put me in here instead of anyone else?
If you're not using Michelin
You need a
tires,
bitch.
which is kind of fucked up, but also like there's no Amish electricians, so I get it.
Oh, right.
Not really.
So,
Just a couple of units. It's a couple of units.
2 bedroom?
2 bedroom.
Then why the fuck are they making the one that I'm in a couple
Well, they
unit?
went with the future
Because it was
aspect.
originally.
So he takes what money he does have and he starts a settling lamp business. Gotta remember this like
1 bedroom.
1820s.
I feel like they're just trying to do that just to stick people in smaller rooms.
Originally, that was a couple's unit. That was a couple's unit. This was a couple's unit. Upstairs is a couple's unit.
Very quickly, electricity becomes readily available, puts him out of business. Karma
All these
is
units are
trying to
couple
shut
units right
this
here.
guy down. So he decides,
Single units are
"Alright,
technically in
I'm
front
going to the
building.
next big town over. I'm gonna have to go get a job. Don't have a car.
If it's a single bed,
Broke,
it's
so
a
he
couple's unit.
hitchhikes to Louisville, Kentucky, and the first car to pick him up tells him his life story, and the guy's like, I actually own a gas station, and I'm
You know
looking
yours
for
was a
somebody
couple's
to
unit.
run
Where the
for me."
fuck is Johnny?
And Harlan Sanders is like, sure.
Yeah,
Why
fair.
not? So he takes over this gas station.
But
starts
basically, they're
running
letting me
it
stay,
somewhere
and they're
along
not
the
putting
line. He
anyone
comes
in there. I
up with
talked
the
to Eric
idea of,
today.
like,
Plus,
hey,
Donnie
I
was
can
in
be
there
more competitive,
as a
and I can
couple.
get all the
Mhm.
business
That's why they
from
put
all
him
the
there.
truckers
I talked
that
to
are selling food
Eric, and he
at
said he's
my
not gonna
gas
put anyone
station.
in there with me.
So he already likes cooking food, and that's what he does. He starts making food, selling it at his gas station, and then he gets all the trucker business as well.
But yeah, I'll have to see with
Outrageously successful. Karma kicks
with
in
you know
again.
who.
The Great Depression happens, shuts this small gas station down, puts them out of business.
I'll have to see with you know who.
From here, Shell Oil Company.
Who else do you think? Who else runs this program?
Who else what?
Who else runs this program?
We have another
Oh,
gas station
yeah.
right on the main highway that's going to be able to stay open during
Keep
the
your nose
Great
down, keep your
Depression,
face out of his
so it's
out of his face.
Highway, we want
Mhm.
you to run it.
Yeah.
Harlan Sanders takes
Oh,
the
hey,
job.
Waddy.
So he moves out to Corbin, Kentucky, where the
Literally.
gas station is, and this place is super ghetto. It's literally nicknamed Hell's Half Acre. You gotta remember, this is the Great Depression. Everybody's poor. Poor people commit crime to feed their kids. So you got that going on. On top of that, you've got prohibition. This is right by the highway. All the bootleggers are running their booze through this area. There's all kinds of crime. So he takes over this gas station, starts selling gas, starts selling food, but he needs people to know.
Heard that? He started selling ass.
So he starts putting up signs.
Sounds about right.
Gas station that also serves food. This is Kentucky in like 1930, whatever the fuck, and people just love shooting at signs, I guess. And it gets so
I don't know what
that
you're
you can't
saying.
read the signs because there's so many bullet holes in them. So he comes up with an alternative idea of he goes to all of the farmers in like a 50-mile radius and pays them to be able to paint a big advertisement.
I don't
outside of the
know.
barn because people aren't going to be shooting at a farm barn because they can hit somebody or hit an animal, or a farmer's going to come out with a shotgun and fucking shoot you back. And it's a brilliant idea, and it's working really, really good. And it starts cutting into the other rival gas station's business, and that
No,
gas
she knows
station
not
is
to blow
owned
it
by
away.
a guy by the name of Matt Stewart, and he's pissed off about it. So he goes around and starts painting over Harlan's barn signs. Harlan finds out about this, so like an adult with a cool, rational head, goes over to Stewart's gas station and very politely tells him to stop, or, and I quote, "I'll blow your fucking head off."
God damn.
Okay,
Yeah,
Harlan
Colonel Sanders.
Sanders is not going to tolerate people messing with his money. A couple weeks later, Harlan's got a big day. Some Shell Oil executives, two of them, are coming to town to have a meeting with Harlan
Alright,
about
bro.
how well his gas station is
Alright,
performing.
what
And
the
while they're
fuck?
sitting in the gas station having a meeting,
No.
talking about how great of a job Harlan's doing, one of the employees comes in and lets them know, hey, Matt Stewart is out on the side of the road right now, painting over
Careful,
one of
don't
your
fall, girl.
advertisements on farmer so-and-so's barn. At which point, Harlan says, I told that motherfucker what I was
Punch
gonna
that
do.
hobo.
He grabs his gun, the Shell Oil executives also grab guns, and they go out and
That'd
confront
probably
Matt
be safe.
Stewart. As soon
Huh?
as they get out of the
That'd
car,
probably be
Matt
safe.
Stewart draws a gun, fires at them, killing
We
one of
can't
the
try
Shell
for
Oil
like 10
executives,
minutes.
to which Harlan Sanders then shoots him in the shoulder, drops him on the
I
ground,
was hungry.
disarms him, and
I can
moves
tell.
the police to
That
come
was not
arrest
the way
him.
to do it.
Harlan
You
decides
munching that shit, fool.
and Matt Stewart now
You
gets
gobbled that shit
murdered
down.
and was going to be assassinated in prison.
Fucking K. God damn
And from
it.
here, Harlan Sanders is not shy about using a firearm to get his way. There's another account where bootleggers were trying to siphon gas out of his pumps in the middle of the night, and he runs out in nothing but his underwear and confronts them,
Sounds about
holds
right.
them at gunpoint until the sheriff shows up to arrest them. This goes on for a while, very successful gas station. Eventually, Harlan ends up owning the gas station himself, at which point he kicks it into overdrive. Now he's going around tearing down signs from the competition and putting up his own signs instead. The exact thing that he was pissed off at doing, but now he's going to do it to other people. And then, just like what happened with him, one of the other rival gas station owners runs out to confront him, at which point he pulls out a gun and tells them to get back in their fucking car. And they
Jesus.
So as you can see,
No,
through a
do
combination
that.
of
I
racism
bling
and
got
gun
that.
violence, Harlan Sanders becomes the most successful gas station in the area, which is the most southern thing that's ever happened, ever. And by 1939, he's making more money from food than he is from selling gas, so he decides he's just going to sell more food and quit selling gas, and he opens up a 140-seat restaurant, and then eventually expands that business to have a motel right next door as well. Now, the problem he runs into here is being able to cook food at the standard that he likes to cook food at in the quantity that this restaurant is now demanding. And the big problem he has is with the fried chicken. Everybody loves his fried chicken. He's got a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. Everybody loves it. But the problem is real fried chicken is cooked in boiling grease on a skillet over the stove, and you just can't cook it very fast. It takes too long, you can't make bulk batches, and the wait times at the restaurant is just taking forever. So he develops a way to cook fried chicken inside of a pressure cooker, which still makes it taste way better than if you deep fry it. And this takes the cook time on his fried chicken from like 30 plus minutes down to 7 or 8 minutes. So he's got that figured out, things are going great, he's got his new restaurant, his new hotel, right in 1939, and then Karma steps in to try to shut him down again. 1939, World War II kicks off for America, and all of a sudden America is now rationing rubber and gas, meaning less people are traveling, and his entire business is built right on the highway and relies on highway travelers, so he's not making enough money. But Harlan Sanders, not taking no for an answer, refuses to quit, running his motel and his restaurant business, and also takes a job in Kansas, which is nearby at a place called Oak Ridge, because the government has thrown up some new facility where they're making something and they need somebody to come in and run all the cafeterias to feed the workers, and he oversees the cooking
You should
of
share
36,000
my
meals a day to feed all of these people working at this
my
secret
original
government facility.
fucking
Does that
ringtone.
for the rest of World War II. When World War II ends, that job kind of comes to an end. They no longer need this factory.
Yeah,
for
this
whatever
one too.
reason, so he goes back to his hotel and restaurant, but everything's fine now because they're no longer
Ah?
find out that the Oak Ridge facility in Tennessee is where they will find all the plutonium for the Manhattan Project, which we use to nuke Japan. Which makes it kind of awkward. It's a Christmas tradition in Japan.
Sounds like a gay period. Wake it up.
I don't know, Corey. This is the original one.
Gay period getting married.
Shortly after that affair, he divorced
That's my
his
original
wife and
ringtone.
marries her instead in 1947. Then in 1952, he meets another wealthy restaurant owner from Salt Lake City, Utah by the name
Gay
of
John Lennon.
God.
fried chicken, and he's like, holy shit, this stuff is awesome.
You remember Waffle House?
No.
About 100 customers. You got one kitchen and 30 customers.
Sure, for 15.
Just turn those tables over 3 times faster. It pretty much guarantees that every customer is going to get exactly what they wanted.
Should
They're
give
not
you up to
going for
15.
5-star
Hmm?
dining. They're
Should
going
give you up to
for
15.
hungry, and they want breakfast.
Please,
And now
thank
they're
you.
going to get breakfast really quick in a small setting that doesn't feel like a packed restaurant where they have to wait in line to be seated. I know what you're thinking. What if one Waffle House just
Now
uses
listen to
that
this.
smoke capacity, right? What if it's just completely full with
Oh,
lines
Jesus.
out the door, 24/7?
This is the story of probably
Every
the
day
most
of the week?
legit
Waffle
gangster
House
business
surely
of all time.
would build a bigger Waffle House, right? No. We're going to take the same parking lot, and right next to that first Waffle House, we're going to build a second fucking Waffle House, okay? The plan is working, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. Which is one of those things that seems dumb, but is actually brilliant. So obviously, speed is key to this business model, and they've done themselves a big favor with their
Yeah,
menu,
this-
because
this
the
might
menu
actually
is
teach something about
overwhelmingly
business.
simple, okay? It's literally one side of one piece of paper. Okay, the entire menu is comprised of like 10 things. They have waffles, sausage, bacon, ham, eggs, toast, biscuits, gravy, butter, and syrup. Guess how many